Howdy folks, Jambareeqi here, and welcome to another episode of Jambareeqi Orange, the show where I let my patrons decide what I review. The options for this month's poll included Playmobil The Secret of Pirate Island, The Fast and the Furious, 102 Dalmatians, The Angry Birds movie, the live-action Kim Possible film, and Wonder Park. They chose The Fast and the Furious. Undercover officer Brian O'Connor is investigating links between stolen electronics and the illegal drag racer Dominic Toretto, but he ends up dating Toretto's sister Mia and begins to feel like he is part of Dom's family. So he directs his suspicions more towards Vietnamese gangster Johnny Tran. Is Brian right about Johnny, or does he need to face the truth that he will have to arrest his new friend? Now, I will admit that this movie wasn't made for people like me. I'm really not into cars. My knowledge of them is limited to recognizing their colors. That's blue, it's pink, orange, green! I have seen a Fast and Furious film before. It was the 5th one, but that was a long time ago. The most noticeable thing about this film, to me at least, is how much it screams the year it was released. I didn't even need to double check the year it came out. It has 2001 written all over it. The flashy editing, cheesy visual effects, nu metal and hip-hop soundtrack, and overall pimp my ride vibe dramatically dates this movie. But it also makes it kind of charming, sort of a time capsule to the early 2000s. Also, its lack of polish and flair compared to the sequels makes it seem more simple and grounded. Unlike future installments of the franchise, the first Fast and Furious film has much less of an expensive showmanship to it, making for a more laid-back and humble film that still retains the series' gritty edge. However, this film doesn't exactly have much of a story going on. Sometimes the focus is on Brian hanging out with Dom's family, now and again we'll get a drag race, then things shift to the police station with the cliché grouchy police chief. There's not exactly a flow to what's going on, making for a very sporadic storytelling structure. But where the film's strength lies is Brian and Dom's friendship. There's something endearing about these two, the wise, experienced drag racer and the hobbyist who wants to impress him. But there's also that underlying tension always there. Can Brian keep his secret that he's a cop hidden, and how will Dom react to his lies? While Dom may seem composed and cool, he has a temper that can be triggered. I also quite like the film's theme of family, which has been a staple of this franchise. It doesn't matter if you're blood related or how long you've been hanging around, family is family to the Torettos. And when you let that family down, boy does Dom show his disapproval.
Yo, Dom! Why'd you bring the Buster here?
Cause the Buster kept me out of handcuffs! He didn't just run back to the fort! The Buster brought me back.
Even though a lot of these characters are criminals, they're still heavily humanized as real people with sincere passions for cars. I particularly liked the character of Jesse, an erotic and nerdy guy who uses his wide engineering knowledge to help Dom's races. The education system let him down, so he turned his back on having a contemporary career, choosing instead to share his gift with his loved ones. Brian and Mia's romance is okay, nothing complex or deep, but a sweet love story nonetheless. The two of them share some decent chemistry, bouncing cute banter off each other.
It's just the way my brother is though, you know? Dom's like... He's like gravity. Everything just gets pulled to him. Even you.
No. The only thing that pulled me in is you. Being friends with your brother is just a bonus.
The romance only gets truly interesting when Brian's secret is revealed. That's when things become complicated and dramatic.
Everything I ever said I felt about you is real. I swear to God. You have to believe me, Mia, but right now this isn't about you and me.
But, without a doubt, the main reason people like to watch this film is for the drag racing. These races, while not my personal cup of tea, are kind of fun. They're directed with a lot of energy, maybe too much energy though, as the cheesy CGI effects and flashy editing can make nitrous boosts look almost cartoony. But I can't say that these races are boring, they get quite intense, and audiences are given at least someone to root for each race. To conclude, The Fast and the Furious is rather dated and suffers from a weak storyline, but it has a lot of heart to its central theme of family, and the bond between the leads is earnest. I'm still not that fussed about cars after watching it, but I'm at least a little more open-minded, because I did find some charm to how passionate these characters sounded when describing engines or sharing racing philosophies. So that's something at least. I've been Jambareeqi and I hope you enjoyed this review. If you did, then feel free to like, subscribe and share. So what am I going to be reviewing in the next episode of Jambareeqi Orange? Well, that's entirely up to my patrons. The options for next month's poll include
It 2017, the Banana Splits movie, Bigfoot, First Blood, Batman Hush, and Too Fast, Too Furious.
That's a pretty awesome selection, am I right? Now don't forget that you have to become a patron in order to access this poll. What is a patron? Don't worry, I'll explain.
This is my Patreon. It's a site for my fans to make monthly donations to me. Those who donate are called patrons. The money I receive goes towards funding my videos and serves as a supportive income for me. Patrons can donate as much as they want each month and stop donating any time. All donations are greatly appreciated, and in return for their patronage, patrons are given exciting rewards, depending on how much they donate, including their names credited in my main show, access to exclusive videos, and the chance to decide a review on my channel.
I'm very excited to find out which film my patrons want me to do next. Cheerio, folks.